This morning, a tense scene inside a local grocery store ends with an arrest. What police say prompted the response.
Plus, a new proposal could shift funding away from the Dane County Sheriff's Office, what it means for public safety and local services.
And later in morning sports, Badger fans are growing restless. What UW's athletic director is saying about Coach Luke Fickell. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Tuesday, October 21st. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. Got the heavy coat ready to go?
No, I'm still not rocking the heavy coat.
Not yet. It's holding out.
Got a little, what is
stubborn.
Little fleece, just a little something. A little something.
All right, let's see what we're going to need this morning. Savannah Brito tracking your first warn forecast. Hey there.
Hey guys, we have wind chills that we're waking up to this morning. That includes everyone pretty much across southern Wisconsin. Our temperature is closer to 47, but when you factor in the wind chill, because we do have a breezy start already, that's at 42 this morning. But there are several areas that are down to the mid to upper 30s based on what it feels like out there. 38 in Janesville, 37 in Monroe, 38 in Boscobel, and 35 in Viroqua. And temperatures are going to fall more than what we're seeing right now this morning. Right now, we're actually 10 degrees above average, but we will see a breezy day ahead with scattered showers returning later. We'll time all those out coming up.
Savannah, thank you. We begin with a developing story in Dane County this morning. The sheriff's office is asking for the public's help to find a missing man.
The Wisconsin Department of Justice says 67-year-old Alan Johnson was last seen around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon after dropping his truck off at DeForest Collision. He was then spotted walking north on Main Street toward his home. Johnson is 5'9", 205 pounds, gray and white beard, last seen wearing black sweatpants and a black sweatshirt, as well as a green baseball cap. If you see him or you know where he could be, here's the phone number to call. It's 608-205-2345. Again, it's 608-205-2345.
Now to some national news this morning. The federal government shutdown enters its 21st day with lawmakers deadlocked over health care funding. Democrats demand a spending bill that prevents Medicaid cuts and extends Obamacare subsidies. Republicans refuse to negotiate until Democrats pass their funding bill without changes. The shutdown now ties the second longest in U.S. history, matching a 1995 standoff over Medicare cuts and balanced budget negotiations.
You're allowing outside stress to work its way into the control room.
Air traffic controllers face mounting pressure as they work overtime without pay during existing staffing shortages. The longest shutdown remains the 35-day standoff during President Trump's first term over border wall funding. Unions warn the current situation threatens aviation safety as financial stress affects workers in critical positions.
Vice President and Second Lady in Israel today. The trip comes as the fragile peace deal that President Trump spearheaded appears to have survived a weekend of violence. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu telling his parliament the two will meet and talk about regional security issues and political opportunities. Over the weekend, strikes briefly shattered the days-long peace. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry says more than 40 Palestinians were killed. Israel says the strikes were in retaliation for an attack that killed Israeli troops. Hamas has denied involvement.
We made a deal with Hamas that they're going to be very good, they're going to behave, they're going to be nice, and if they're not, we're going to go and we're going to eradicate them.
Also in Tel Aviv, authorities recovered the body of another hostage yesterday. The search through the rubble in Gaza continues for more than a dozen others still missing.
In more local news, a man is in custody accused of throwing frozen pizzas and threatening workers at a Madison grocery store. Officers responded to Festival Foods on East Washington Avenue on Sunday evening. Grocery store staff say the suspect claimed to have a gun. When officers got there, the man tried to escape through the parking garage. Police say they used a less lethal projectile to take the person into custody. The suspect was not carrying a gun, but did have a knife.
And in Iowa County, a 61-year-old DeForest woman is in custody after police say she barricaded herself in a vehicle with a firearm. Deputies responded to Division Street in the village of Cobb over the weekend for a possible disturbance involving a woman inside a vehicle. After several hours, she exited the vehicle and was taken into custody without injury. She now faces multiple charges, including possession of THC, resisting, and disorderly conduct.
Some Dane County board supervisors are proposing to redirect funds for 28 unfilled sheriff's deputy positions to health and human services programs. The money would help address the county's $31 million budget deficit. Those 28 deputy positions have been vacant for years, but Sheriff Calvin Barrett says the department is actively working to recruit and retain staff.
We can't keep up with the retirements. So we look at and make sure that, recruitment is retention and retention is recruitment. We don't just need to bring good people in, but we got to be able to keep them. And by keeping these positions equal people. And people are what make Dane County safe.
Sheriff Barrett says that losing these positions could put public safety at risk, slow response times, and prevent the new county jail from opening on schedule in 2027. He says this will force the county to continue using the outdated city-county building, which he calls unconstitutional.
Japan now has its first female prime minister. Sanae Takaishi takes the helm as Japan grapples with economic challenges and political gridlock. One of her first challenges will be tackling the high price of goods, with the cost of rice nearly doubling since last year. Her leadership begins just days before a visit from President Trump.
Developing now in the legal battle over troop deployments in U.S. cities. A federal appeals court has cleared the way for the Trump administration to move forward with deploying National Guard troops in Portland, Oregon. Officials there have pushed back against the deployment, saying the city has been unfairly portrayed as violent and unstable. The president has cited protest outside Portland's Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility as justification for sending in troops.
6:05 now. The Supreme Court set to weigh in on gun rights and drug use. The case marks a rare instance of the Trump administration defending a gun prohibition, calling it a narrow limitation. It involves a man's 2023 indictment for violating the guns and drugs law. President Joe Biden's son Hunter was convicted under the same law and later pardoned by Biden.
Demolition is now underway at the White House, where crews are building a new ballroom. The administration has said the project will be funded by Trump and other private donors. At a recent dinner with high-dollar ballroom donors, Trump said the $200 million, 90,000 square foot space will be in keeping with the White House architecture. 6:06 now. If you live in Madison, you have another chance to help shape the future of your neighborhood.
Today, the city is hosting the next round of public meetings for the Southwest and Southeast area plans, offering a review of draft ideas and a chance for you to share your feedback. The first Southeast plan meeting is online at noon, followed by an in-person meeting tonight at 6 at Olbrich Botanical Gardens. The Southwest plan kicks off Thursday night at Chavez Elementary, with more virtual sessions later this month. Details and registration can be found at cityofmadison.com. So the Southeast plan covers from I-3990 east to Starkweather Creek west, Highway 30 north, and Sigilcow Road to McFarland south. The Southwest plan extends from the Beltline north and east, Fitchburg south, and South High Point Road to the west.
Let's check in now with Savannah, getting us ready to head out the door this morning. What can people expect?
Well, guys, it's breezy already, but not as windy as what we're going to see later in the day, where we could have winds gusts up to about 40 or so miles per hour. That low pressure system that's sitting in the UP to our northeast, that's going to be the focal point, not only with the breezy day, but also some showers that we're going to see later this afternoon and continue into the early nighttime hours as well. So breezy day ahead with scattered showers, but temperatures are not bad right now. We're just not going to see a lot of movement in these as a whole today compared to what we had yesterday. We're at 46 right now in Madison, still seeing those temperatures fall across southern Wisconsin. 43 in Janesville, 40 in the Dells, and 43 currently in Platteville. We'll talk about our trend going into the next couple of days.
Sounds good. Coming up, the pressure is on for Luke Fickell. Hear what UW's athletic director is saying about the coach's future.
Plus, our Josh Breider is live in Cross Plains, showcasing a special Halloween display at an area library.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:11 on your Tuesday in the 6:08 this morning. You know, it's an annual tradition for the library in Cross Plains, and they are once again going all out for Halloween this year.
Our Josh Breider is live there now with the story this morning. Hey there.
Hey, good morning, guys. I've been to a lot of libraries in my time, and this is the first time I've seen a library go all out for Halloween. We're here in Cross Plains this morning, and this is something you got to see this Halloween. I've got a couple of folks joining us in the 608 today, Dan and Elizabeth. Dan, I want to start with you because you're kind of the man behind this whole event behind us this morning.
Yes, sir, I am.
You know, what all goes into all of these decorations?
I usually start in September, and I work directly with the Lions Club of Cross Plains, and we store them all around here in town, and then I have to set them up. And I put a huge display on, and it's about 200 man hours of volunteer time.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, this is a big tradition for this community that you've kept going.
Yes, it is. It started about 30 years ago. I have taken it over about 8 years ago, and the town loves it. So generations and generations keep coming here. They grew up with it, and then their kids actually bring their kids that had been going to it.
You know, this has been such a big tradition. What is it like for you to keep it going?
I'm just doing it for the community and all the kids.
I love it. And Elizabeth, you're with the library, and this is pretty unique for you to have outside of the library.
It is, yeah. I think it is definitely probably one of the only area libraries that does this. And we've really tried to lean into it and do, programming and family-friendly stuff to tie in with it. So this year, the Wild Rumpus Circus from Mazomania is joining us at 10 a.m. the morning of Halloween. They'll be doing a family-friendly presentation or performance. And then we'll have like a scavenger hunt, some crafts going on following that performance. And then obviously trick-or-treating that night. We'll be giving away candy, free books, a place for people to warm up if it's chilly. So yeah, we're really trying to sort of lean in and embrace it. It's a community thing. And we want to, sort of augment that and offer other options for families.
And being a public library, it's all about getting the community out to your spot.
You got it. Yep. So, and it definitely brings people out. Like Dan said, it's a ton of man hours that go into putting it up. So we really want to make sure people know that it's here and are coming and appreciating all that effort.
Is there a way for people to support you and your mission moving forward, Dan?
We do accept donations. We have like a QR code that people can scan around here. Also on the Lions Club website, I believe you can make a donation, which helps go to like repairs and any new monsters that we may build or make or anything like that.
Yeah, we have a link to that QR code up on our website, so if folks want to donate. Obviously, I mean, this is incredible. You have to store it every year. It takes a lot of effort to pull this off.
It does. Yes, it does.
That is awesome. Well, you guys, thank you so much for having us out this morning. We appreciate it. If you'd like to learn more about this Halloween display in Cross Plains, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. Again, it is spooky season. Plenty of time to be able to come out and enjoy it, guys.
All right, look at that. Very impressive as always. Josh Bretter live in Cross Plains this morning at the library. Thanks, Josh. Josh is always looking for inspirational stuff to share with you folks in the 608. Have an idea for him, reach out and let him know about it.
Let's check in with Savannah. What are those current temps like out there?
Well, they're not off to a bad start. Yesterday we had widespread 30s. We have a few areas. Lone Rock did fall to 38. Black River Falls 38 right now, but the rest of us are well into the 40s. 46 in Madison, 43 in Janesville, Camp Douglas 44. Wisconsin does a little bit cooler. Same with Lone Rock. Both of those areas at 40. We're going to see little temperature movement though as a whole today. Yesterday was colder to start, but we did rise to 67. That was the forecast high. Today only 49. Could be a few 50s, more so Janesville and towards Milwaukee, so south and also east of Madison. We'll be dealing with scattered showers that move in by the afternoon and continue. I think widespread rain about 3-4 p.m. and that'll continue into about 5, and pretty breezy of conditions as a whole once again today. So we are waking up, or will wake up, with some sunshine, but then quick to see clouds rebound for everyone across the area, and even some spotty showers up near Wautoma and Black River Falls, La Crosse as well by that late morning, early afternoon time frame. This is 10:30. I think closer to lunchtime, that's when we could see some spotty showers across Dane County, but the still more widespread showers hold off northwest of Madison. This is 12:30 near Boscobel, Viroqua, La Crosse, and up near Camp Douglas. That then continues to move southeast. The low pressure is to our northeast, and all these showers are kind of spinning out about around that. This is 3 p.m. I still think we'll have some showers in for dinner time, Madison and southeast, and then spotty showers that continue through the early nighttime hours. Tomorrow, as we push towards 3 to 4 a.m., that's when showers will still be more widespread, closer to the low, and that's going to be northeast of here, Watertown, Juneau, and more so up towards Fond du Lac, Sheboygan, and Manitowoc. I still think we'll be pretty cloudy tomorrow as we head into that lunchtime hour and even a little bit later than that. This is 3, and temperatures that are not going to rise a lot from where we sit. We are going to fall a little bit more tomorrow morning, but then we're going to rebound similar to what we see today in the upper 40s. And then we're finally clearing out. As far as winds go, it is going to be pretty windy the next several days, specifically today, a little bit stronger than yesterday. We could have a few areas west and south of Madison top out closer to 40 miles per hour, most of us at least 30 to 35 miles per hour. As we head into Friday and Saturday, that's when wind gusts come down a little bit, but then they pick right back up Sunday for the second half of the weekend and into early parts of next week. The next couple of nights are going to be chilly, especially Wednesday and Thursday night. Could see some widespread frost as temperatures fall to about freezing level or even below that all across the area into Friday morning.
In your morning sports, UW-Madison Athletic Director Chris McIntosh offering support for head football coach Luke Fickell amid his struggles. Wisconsin won their first 2 games this season to Miami of Ohio and then to Middle Tennessee, but we all know what happened after that. A bunch of losses, including the one to Ohio State on Saturday. That performance sparking fans to chant "Fire Fickell" at recent games. Here's the letter to season ticket holders from McIntosh, urging fans, alumni, students, and everyone to continue supporting Fickell despite the team's ongoing losses, saying the results simply are not where any of us want them to be. Coach Fickell sees the potential in what this team can be, as I do, end quote. McIntosh goes on to say there needs to be more athletics-funded investments into the infrastructure, staffing, and student-athlete recruiting and retention.
Now to the Packers. They are focusing on this weekend's matchup.
And guess who's coming to town? Former Packer great Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Actually, they're headed out to Pittsburgh. News 3 Now senior Packers writer Jason Wilde has more about how the team is feeling ahead of facing a former Packer.
Good morning, everybody, from Lambeau Field. Packers getting ready for Rodgers Week this week. Just don't tell Matt LaFleur that I called it that. He says it is a storyline for us as reporters, not for the team. And while he did make a valid point that there are only 14 players on this roster who played with Rodgers during that 2022 season, the last time he played here at Lambeau Field, it is still very much a storyline, and it'll be interesting to see how the 41-year-old iconic quarterback, who is a shoo-in for a first-ballot Hall of Famer, performs in the first time he's ever played against the Packers. We'll have full coverage leading into the game and even some stories, yes, about Aaron Rodgers facing his former team on our website, channel3000.com, where our Packers coverage is always free. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our newsletter, which delivers that Packers coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thanks, Jason. To baseball now. The World Series is set, and the Toronto Blue Jays are headed back. They beat the Mariners overnight in Game 7 of the ALCS. Blue Jays haven't made it to the World Series since 1993. You may remember that famous Joe Carter walk-off homer. George Springer was the hero last night. He sealed the win with the Blue Jays with a 3-run homer in the 7th. Look at the celebrations. They'll take on the defending champs, the LA Dodgers. In the World Series first game this Friday, the Blue Jays will host at Rogers Center in Toronto.
I know it's hard not to see the Brewers out there winning it all.
Wouldn't that be nice?
But, you know, better luck next year.
Yeah, I'm
They
going to
came
go.
a long way.
They did. It was a great season. Gosh, it's hard to make it all the way, especially when you're going up against rosters like the Dodgers have. I mean, credit to Shohei Ohtani for breaking a bunch of records in the postseason and for doing his thing, but it was just kind of a disappointing kind of fizzle to the season for the Brewers. But
yes.
Here's to next year.
They'll make a comeback. Well, still ahead, one Tennessee teacher is taking game day to a whole new level with his beard.
Oh, yeah? Also ahead, the John Nolan Drive project may be impacting your morning commute, but is it impacting emergency services? We take a look.
Welcome back. We're taking a look at trending stories this morning. So one man is showing his love for the University of Tennessee football with his beard. We may need to get you to try this out, Chris.
Yeah.
So Corbin Lester, a 4th grade teacher in Claiborne County, Tennessee, is known as the UT Checkerbeard. Okay, where'd Lester go?
Let's bring him back.
Gotta see him.
Here it comes.
Lester, so he checks his beard for every home game. We'll get a look at him here shortly, and he really does go out. There it is.
you go.
I mean, like, yeah, there it
I
is.
love that it
impressive.
matches the
His
that
bibs,
he's
right?
wearing. Yeah.
Eye on the
Very
prize
cool.
here.
yeah.
Oh, Wisconsin football not inspiring anybody to do just about anything.
Maybe not.
Well, maybe the Packers, though.
Maybe
Get you a little green and gold going on.
Decorate a bag to go over my head. I don't know. For the Packers, sure. Yeah, I'd do some green and gold for the Packers.
Okay, well,
nice.
Friday, you can get a little. Yeah, this Friday, you can get you a little.
As well.
Oh,
Season
boy.
ahead. There we go. Yes, this is a tradition he started in 2021 during the Volunteers game against Ole Miss. He says he plans to keep the tradition going until he's too old to pull it off at the game.
All right, you go, sir.
You still got it.
Yes. So I'm sure this is fun to see as a student.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we're going to just wrap it up here because we got to get to this weather.
Yeah, we are going to deal with some showers and also pretty breezy conditions that all we're seeing later today, not necessarily to start the day off, but it's going to be cold. We're warmer than yesterday with temperatures sitting in the 40s right now, but we're only going to see temperatures rise a few degrees from where we sit right now up to 49, so it'll be pretty cold.
This morning, police officials asking for your help finding a missing man.
Plus, the government shutdown is now in the second longest in history. The high-stakes meeting expected at the White House and how it could impact federal workers.
And new information about one local county's ambulance service, the new agreement. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning on a Tuesday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Unley. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. If you're getting ready to head out the door, you better, maybe put on something a little heavier this morning.
Yeah, it's
just a little
getting
bit.
there. You're definitely going to need it later in the week. Savannah is tracking that and a whole lot more in your First Warn forecast. Hi, Savannah.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, the temperatures itself, not bad, but when you factor in the wind chills, that's what makes it feel pretty cold out there this morning. Most of us are waking up with wind chills that are currently down to the 30s. We're still hanging on to 42. That's what it feels like outside of Madison. The actual temperature is up to about 46, 47 right now across the Madison area. 30 though, with that wind chill factored in. Up northwest, 39 in Camp Douglas. There's plenty of widespread feels like mid-30s to even the upper 30s. We're not going to see a lot of temperature movement today as a whole, unfortunately, and we've got breezy conditions and scattered showers that both return by the afternoon. So not a great looking Tuesday, and we'll see similar conditions again tomorrow. I think will be more dry, but still breezy and cold. We'll compare this to where we should be and also talk about some frosty nights we could see ahead.
All right. Thanks, Savannah. Now to a developing story here in Dane County. The sheriff's office is asking for your help finding a missing man.
The Wisconsin Department of Justice says 67-year-old Alan Johnson was last seen around 1 p.m. yesterday after dropping off his truck at DeForest Collision. He was then seen walking north on Main Street back to his home. Johnson is 5'9", 205 pounds, and has a gray and white beard. He was last seen wearing black sweatpants, a black sweatshirt, and a green baseball cap. You can see him on your screen now. Anyone with information on his whereabouts should call the Dane County Sheriff's Office.
Folks in Lake Mills discovering white supremacist flyers in their yards over the weekend. The materials promoted the Aryan Freedom Network and contained messages about white power. Police say they have no evidence, though, of any threat or targeted distribution, but locals disagree.
Anytime you see this in this day and age, I think it needs to be taken seriously.
The flyers appeared after Lake Mills hosted a No Kings rally Saturday. The Aryan Freedom Network's website displays swastikas and Confederate flags. We asked the police chief there for an interview, but they declined, saying no further investigation is planned.
The Dodge County Medical Examiner identified a Janesville woman killed in a weekend crash. Officials say 64-year-old Cynthia McIntosh was driving through the intersection of County Highways I and E when a dump truck struck her car. Highway E has the right-of-way, while Highway I is controlled by stop signs. Right now, investigators are still determining whether the truck driver stopped.
Authorities also investigating a deadly crash in Rock County in the town of Lima. Investigators say yesterday morning a Whitewater woman was headed west on County Highway N and hit a car going the other way. The woman died at the scene. First responders rushed the driver of the other car, a Janesville man, to the hospital. Authorities have yet to release the identity of the woman who was killed. Turning now to the latest on the government shutdown, the Senate is expected to hold another vote this morning as the shutdown now becomes the second longest in U.S. history.
Senate Republicans are also expected to meet with President Trump at the White House to discuss the current bill and several smaller packages. Those bills, if passed by both houses of Congress, could pay some federal workers, including active duty military members. House Speaker Mike Johnson said he would bring the House back into session if those bills were to pass through the Senate.
Yes, I don't have any faith that they're going to pass it, though. I think they're going to continue to play games.
Today's high-stakes meeting comes just one day after the Secretary of Transportation warned that more travel disruptions could happen if air traffic controllers continue to work without pay.
This morning, lawyers for former FBI Director James Comey are trying to get his case dropped. They argue that he was singled out over his criticism of President Trump. The Justice Department has accused Comey of lying to Congress and obstructing justice. Comey's lawyers also said the case against their client is illegitimate because the president illegally appointed an interim U.S. attorney to prosecute the case. Comey has denied any wrongdoing.
Taking a live look now at Atlanta Hartsfield Airport, where everything appears to be going smoothly this morning after investigators say they stopped a possible mass shooting event. Officials say Billy Cagle was arrested at the airport after telling his family that he was heading there while armed. During a quick search of Cagle's truck, officers found an AR-15 assault rifle and 27 bullets inside. He is facing numerous charges, including making a terrorist threat and aggravated assault.
Turning now to a new update in Richland County. The county board deciding overnight that all of its municipalities have to sign on to an agreement that lasts through 2027 to keep their ambulance services.
The previous proposal would have lasted just 3 months. The Richland County Executive Committee voted last week to phase out the old agreement amid budget concerns, with the 2026 budget planning to use $250,000 from reserves. All but one municipality approved the new long-term deal.
Wisconsin Department of Corrections Secretary Jared Hoy says Wisconsin needs to act now to update correctional facilities. It comes as Governor Evers is calling on the State Building Commission to release $15 million from the state budget for the facilities. That money would go towards preliminary planning and design reports for building projects at 6 correctional facilities. Hoy says if the money gets released, he's looking at a quick timeline.
We'd be looking at, in the next 6 to 9 months, up to a year, to be able to come back to the legislature, which is an aggressive timeline, but we think we can get it done because it's important. And like I said, every minute and day that we take longer just pushes this plan down the line. And the whole arc of the plan is through 2029, 2030. So we want to get moving on the front end as soon as we can.
The State Building Commission will take up Evers' request at its meeting next Tuesday.
With John Nolan Drive reduced to a single lane from Lakeside to Broome Streets, many are concerned about emergency response times. Assistant Chief of Operations Jeff Larson says response strategies haven't changed yet as traffic patterns are evaluated. He says alternate routes will keep fire and EMS moving even during rush hour, and crews will coordinate with construction to maintain access. If you're on John Nolan Drive and see an emergency vehicle, please only pull over when it is safe to do so. Do not drive on sidewalks or curbs.
All right, 6:36 now. Taking a break, checking in with Savannah Burrito and your certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Savannah.
Hey guys, good morning. Not off to a bad start. We actually have still some clear skies across Madison and areas southeast, and temperatures that are a lot warmer than yesterday, 46. When you factor in the wind chill, though, those are down mostly what feels like the 30s, mid to upper 30s. It's going to be breezy. We'll see little temperature movement today. We're only going to rise a few more degrees and likely see highs that only reach the upper 40s. Janesville, Milwaukee, those areas east and south of Madison may see 50. But we turn breezy and we'll see some showers that'll affect the afternoon and evening. We'll time those out coming up.
Savannah, thank you.
Well, the World Series is now set and the Toronto Blue Jays are headed back. The Blue Jays beat the Seattle Mariners overnight in a best of game 7 series. It took all 7 games in the ALCS this year. Blue Jays haven't been to the World Series since 1993. You may remember that famous Joe Carter home run back then. It was George Springer, the hero last night, who sealed the win for the Blue Jays with a 3-run homer in the 7th. Look at the celebrations. Oh, man, I can't help but be bitter. This could be Milwaukee.
Yes. Better luck next year.
Those Dodgers just had to sweep us. Doesn't that look great?
It does.
Doesn't that just look like fun?
They came a long way. That's a far point in the season. You didn't think they were going to make it that far, so hey. You gotta give a little. But you said you remember watching that legendary win in '93.
I do remember watching that 1993 Joe Carter home run in Game 7. It was a cover of Sports Illustrated. It was, it was a great moment in sports. The Blue Jays headed back now. Congratulations to them. I'll be pulling for the Blue Jays in this one to see if they can dethrone the Dodgers.
All right, we'll see what happens. And coming up after the break, the cost of health insurance for some may soon be going up. By how much and the reasons why, just ahead.
And our Josh Sprider live out in Cross Plains this morning with a look at a spooky Halloween display.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
In the 608, it's an annual tradition for the library in Cross Plains, and they're once again going all out for Halloween this year.
We sent Josh Bryder out there to check it out, who's got the tough assignment this morning to hang out amongst the spooky decorations at the library. Good morning, Josh.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, if you're a spooky fan like me, you've got to come out here to the public library in Cross Plains. They've got a display that is years in the making. We're talking about a big community tradition, and here to talk more about this morning is Dan and Elizabeth. Dan, I want to start with you. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am doing well, and even better, standing in front of this. There's a lot of effort that goes into pulling this off year after year.
Yes, there is. We start in probably about September, putting everything together. We try to have everything ready by October 1st. It's about 200 man hours to do everything from between transporting it over here and taking it down. So
yeah, for the block that this library sits on, I mean, you guys go all out. Everywhere you look, there is decorations.
Yes, there is.
You know, what made you want to keep this tradition going? Because this is what, like 30 years in the making?
Yes, this I have been doing this for about 8 years now, and it's for the kids, the community. Everyone loves it.
You know, it's important for a community to have something like this, and because you keep going and you have that community support, it's easier for you to do that.
Yes.
That's amazing. So let's talk a little bit about the library aspect about this, Elizabeth, because not many public libraries can say that they have Halloween decor such as this outside.
Yeah, I don't know of another one, so this is definitely unique to Cross Plains.
How is this in getting people out to support the library?
Yeah, so we've really tried to lean into it. I've only been here for this, will be my third Halloween here, but we've been trying to sort of build up and have family-friendly programming around it to really get people out. So this year, the Wild Rumpus Circus is joining us October 31st, Halloween morning at 10 a.m. So they'll do a performance for us. We'll have a scavenger hunt, craft, like Halloween-themed crafts for kids. We'll also have a pumpkin contest inside. Village departments are decorating stuff. We'll have a community vote on the winning department design, and then we'll have trick-or-treating the evening of Halloween, giving away candy, books. The library is, you know, a nice warm place for people to stop and chill for a few minutes, warm up. And
I love how you say you lean into it, because in this day and age, getting people to pick up a book probably is a little more challenging than what it used to be.
Yeah, and really, I mean, libraries are a space for the community, so if this is something that can sort of bring the community together, let's find a way to, you know, sort of work with that.
Absolutely. And is there a way for folks to support you in this mission moving forward, Dan?
Yeah, we have a bunch of QR codes around. They can make a donation to. Just scan it and make a donation. But we're also part of the Lions Club. Anything on website, Lions Club for the Cross Plains.
And we have that link up on channel3000.com, making it super easy for folks. You guys, thank you so much for having us out this morning. We appreciate it. And if you'd like to learn more about this Halloween display, again, outside of the public library here in Cross Plains, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. This is certainly something you got to see here, guys. Halloween, a little more than a week away, so plenty of time to be able to come out and see it.
Good stuff.
Very cool. Hard work put into that.
You know, it ain't easy. Where do they keep it all when it's not Halloween? That's what I want to know. All right, we'll find out from Josh at some point. Thanks, buddy. Tell him hi in Cross Plains for us.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email us at inthe608@wisctv.com for a chance to be featured.
6:45. Savannah's here to plan your day. Hi, Savannah.
Hey guys, good morning. Not off to a bad start, but we're not going to see temperatures move a whole lot from where we sit right now. We're currently at 46. We have clear skies, but we'll quickly cloud over, and then we're looking at a breezy day again this afternoon and scattered showers that are going to return. For us, more so noon and then widespread, I think, heading into the mid to late afternoon and continuing into the early evening. We're only looking at highs that reach about 49 today or so. I think maybe Janesville and Milwaukee reach 50, but most of us are going to be confined to the mid to upper 40s, which is 10 degrees below average. Here's a look at 10:30, mostly cloudy. A few showers up near Wautoma and Black River Falls can't be ruled out. I think those get into Dane County somewhere around lunchtime. lunchtime. Could see some spotty showers. Still the more widespread rain that'll be out west, Prairie du Chien, Boscobel, up towards Black River Falls and Camp Douglas at lunchtime. And then that makes its way in here about 2 to 3, and that'll continue into about dinner time for Madison and especially areas southeast. The low is eventually going to track over and be to our northeast. Behind that, our winds turn out of the northwest. That'll pull in some cooler air tonight and tomorrow as well. And the reason behind the showers that we're going to see. As we get into tonight and tomorrow morning, I think the better chance will be northeast for the rain, and that's where mainly it's going to stick for most of tomorrow off Lake Michigan and in Michigan in general. But we'll still be pretty cloudy from the low pressure system until we get to Wednesday night and Thursday. That's when temperatures fall even more overnight anyways, but we finally are going to see some sunshine. It'll be breezy with winds gusting up to 30 to 35 miles per hour. They finally come down a little bit for Friday and Saturday, but pick right back up into the second half of this upcoming weekend and into early next week. We've also got the purple. This is from the Weather Prediction Center. Our weather hazards across the country over the next 3 to 7 days. So that frost across northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin, getting into central Wisconsin too. I think because of how cold our temperatures are going to get, waking up tomorrow morning, not so bad. It'll be cooler than what we're seeing right now, down to 40, but then we're down to 35 Wednesday night and 31, which is near freezing level. Most of us will probably be waking up with temps below freezing level into Friday morning. So yeah, those mornings going to want to cope probably, but we'll see temperatures rebound to about 60 for the weekend.
That's gloves, hat, scarf territory.
Uggs, but bring those back out.
There you go.
Kyrian should not wear her sandals.
No, I will not wear my sandals. I wore my boots this morning.
Boots with
There
the
you
fur.
go.
Yeah, the boots with the fur.
Oh, you'll need them.
Yes.
Thanks, Savannah. 6:48 in consumer news this morning. The maker of Tylenol pushing back on a proposed change to its product safety label. Kenvue saying the FDA should not change Tylenol's label to reflect possible connections between use during pregnancy and autism in children. The statement comes after President Trump encouraged pregnant women to stop taking acetaminophen last month. Without evidence, Trump claimed acetaminophen is linked to autism.
Workers could pay 6 to 7% more for their employer-sponsored health plans next year, according to a survey from consulting firm Mercer. The study found several reasons for the jump, including costly treatments like GLP-1 weight loss drugs, plus an aging population that uses more medical services. The Kaiser Family Foundation estimates that more than 164 million Americans get their insurance coverage through an employer.
Starbucks announcing its Red Cup Day is November 13th. They'll have a special event where you can receive a reusable red holiday cup when you buy a holiday beverage at participating stores. Starbucks says it'll invest more resources and bring in more baristas to help meet this year's expected demand.
And a familiar holiday treat is getting a new look this year to mark its 40th anniversary. This year, those iconic Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes will feature special Santa Claus packaging. Take a look there. The company is also offering fans a chance to win their favorite Little Debbie Christmas tree cake flavor in their 40 Days of Giveaways contest. Entry forms can be found on the Little Debbie website.
So good. Those are so delicious.
Yes.
Love those growing up. It's been forever since I've had one. Had no idea they made chocolate trees.
Yes, they do have the chocolate trees.
Fascinating.
Yeah, so maybe I have to bring them in, you know, bring them in.
I won't turn them down.
Yeah, bring them in for a little treat.
It's the holidays. It's that time of year we can just say, it's the holidays.
Exactly. Breakfast of Champs. There we go. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, students in Uvalde, Texas are returning to the classroom. The new features being implemented to help keep children safe.
And we have a birthday to celebrate. Hannah is 3 today. I hope you have a fantastic birthday. We're back with the sprint right after this. 6:53, time for the morning sprint.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office is asking for help locating a missing man from DeForest. 67-year-old Alan Johnson was last seen walking from DeForest Collision. He's 5'9", wearing black sweatpants, a black sweatshirt, and a green baseball cap. Anyone with information is asked to call the Dane County Sheriff's Office at 608-205-2345.
This morning, one person in custody accused of throwing pizzas and threatening workers at the Festival of Foods on East Wash. Grocery store staff say that the suspect claimed to have a gun during Sunday's incident. When officers got there, the man tried to escape through the parking lot, but was later taken into custody. The suspect was not carrying a gun, but did have a knife.
In Uvalde, Texas, Legacy Elementary School opened its doors to students, replacing Robb Elementary School, the site of a school shooting in 2022. A gunman killed 19 students and 2 teachers in the attack, in which local law enforcement has been condemned for systemic failures and poor decision-making. Uvalde's new school features a number of safeguards, including classrooms that have bulletproof glass and door sensors that will alert staff if a door is left open too long.
Vice President J.D. Vance is in the Middle East this morning on a mission to keep the peace agreement between Israel and Hamas on track. Vance is scheduled to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today. The Vice President's visit comes after Israel's military launched strikes in Gaza over the weekend following an attack that killed 2 Israeli soldiers. Hamas has denied responsibility.
At 21 days, the government shutdown is now tied for the second longest in U.S. history. The shutdown remains the longest shutdown ever remains the one during President Donald Trump's first term. It holds the record of 35 days after Democrats refused to pay for a border wall. Flight delays due to air traffic controller shortages are part of what caused that impasse to end.
Oh, with the John Nolan Drive construction impacting your morning commute, Madison fire officials say it will not impact emergency response times. We talked to the assistant chief, who says the traffic patterns are under review, and that emergency service coordinated with construction crews. They ask the drivers still pull over when it's safe to do so if they see an emergency vehicle coming.
People who live in Madison will have another chance to shape the future of their neighborhoods. Today, the city is hosting the next round of public meetings for the Southwest and Southeast area plans. The first Southeast Plan meeting is today online at noon, followed by an in-person meeting tonight at 6 at Olbrich Botanical Gardens. Details and registration are online at cityofmadison.com.
We do have some wind chills out there. Those make it feel like most of us are down to the mid to upper 30s. Our temperatures are in the 40s for the most part. We're not going to see temps rise a whole lot. 49 be pretty breezy today, and we'll be dealing with scattered showers this afternoon and evening.
Okay.
Cold and rainy.
Yeah, not the
Not
best
ideal.
combination. It's better than snow, though, I guess.
That is true. Oh boy, don't go there.
CBS Mornings is next.
You can find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000 Plus.
Have a good day.